Silverstone means racing, and I think for any fan from around the area as well, it's just the pure essence of, if you go to a motor race in the UK, you go to Silverstone. It used to be just, an old airfield where it was the bravest of the brave would win the races, and there wasn't much technical aspect to the circuit. People from this country, they understand what racing's all about. They've always had Silverstone as a go-to place. Historic, fast, British motorsport.
After a long winter and a lot of hard work back at the factories, the teams have finally landed here at Silverstone, the home of British motorsport. Over the years, many men have become legends here, and for our WEC heroes, it's time to get back to business in a championship that's been building year on year on its success. It's round one of the 2016 World Endurance Championship, and with many modifications and new generation cars throughout the field, this season promises to be a close one.
The lead car is slowing down, the lead car is
Reigning champions Porsche arrive with an even more efficient and powerful 919 hybrid. Mark Webber describing their return as having a target on their back as their competitors hunt them down. Audi, not keen on running behind, have hit back with a much more aggressive package and will want to be back on top. However, making the transition to 6 megajoules means they still have things to learn.
For sure, the strong competition at the moment looks like Porsche they are, but we never forget Toyota, the other competition. They also come with a new concept, with a new car here, so there will be a good battle out there, I hope.
After a 2015 they'd rather forget, Toyota have gone back to the drawing board, and this year racing with the all-new TSO 50.
It's not enough just to make up the numbers anymore. You know, as a team, we're capable of doing it. We know as drivers we're capable of doing it. Won the World Championship before. We can do it again, and we must do it again.
Yet again, the LMP2 category boasts a strong field of drivers and teams. This category attracting many newcomers in 2016. Some faces are new, and others returning to the WEC.
You have some of the best names in motor racing, some of the best brands in motor racing, and I think you got amazing racing as well. So all this combination makes it not only a pleasure to drive, but also very important for you professionally to be here.
We're also thrilled to see Manor joining us with a 2-car entry and look forward to seeing what they can achieve.
P2 it looks really, really strong. You know, you can see if you have a good day or a bad day, it's the difference between probably being at the front or at the back, and every single car I think has got a chance of being competitive.
In GT Pro, another newcomer to the championship is the much anticipated arrival of Ford, with a great concept and superb driver lineup.
our goal has to be to try and win in the first year. But we know that endurance racing and 24-hour races and Le Mans is, you know, a unique challenge. But I think our ambitions are set very high, but we're realistic at the same time.
However, all eyes are still on our WEC regulars with a brand new Ferrari 488 and updates for both Aston Martin and reigning champions Porsche. GT amateur by name, however, this category growing in popularity and level of ability is proving that these men are worthy to be up there with the pros. 96 drivers racing in 33 cars over 72 hours. We're all set to get the season underway.
Silverstone in the UK has been the traditional season opener for the WEC for the last few years. And there's even more of an air of anticipation for 2016. New cars, new drivers and new challenges. The sun shining on Sunday morning and the British endurance racing fans have answered the call.
Great atmosphere in here. It's much better than the F1 was when I was there.
The English fans are. Who are you here to see?
Definitely Team Audi.
Porsche.
The pit lane buzzing to the sounds of resident WEC DJ Jabberwocky. Plenty of autographs to be had and some new drivers in the series.
WEC is just getting stronger and stronger, and this is the proof. So having Ford back as well is big. You know, they're really doing a lot to promote the championship, and obviously the Ford GT is just a beautiful car. So I think people are going to fall in love with this car.
It's exciting, and there is a lot of spectators, a lot of fans. So we are really looking forward to it.
New manufacturers, new drivers, and some old favourites. Audi, Porsche and Toyota go head to head at the front of the field.
The WEC Championship has definitely generated a lot of interest, especially with the good battle that we have between the three manufacturers. So, and all across the field as well, the LMP2 and the GTs. It's always a good show, and it's getting stronger and stronger every year.
When we put you out to the pit lane, you'll be on the ground. We take fuel first. We'll put you then.
The pit lane cleared of spectators. It's time to go to work.
Back into the air to do a practice tyre change. You then collect the used from tyres.
At the head of the field, the pole sitters introduced to the huge crowd at Silverstone. And they'd be fighting for the RAC Tourist Trophy, the oldest continually competed for motorsport trophy in the world. Patrick Dempsey's not driving this year, but his Porsche team are competing. He's at Silverstone to wave the green flag.
It's a little challenging not being in the car, but at the same time it's fun being an owner and being a part of the team again, and in a different capacity.
Have you cancelled out racing completely, or can we see you back in the car maybe sometime?
I would love to be back. I think this year with my work schedule and everything that's going on, to commit to it at this level, it just wouldn't happen, and it made sense to be an owner for the season, and maybe next year be back in the car.
The very best in the world of endurance gathering at Silverstone for the start of the season, and three-time Formula One World Champion Sir Jackie Stewart was on the grid.
Here at Silverstone there's a very good crowd, which is bigger than last year, so that means it's raising up. I think Porsche's involvement, apart from anything else, has helped that to go against Toyota and Audi, and the other classes of the sport are strong. So I think it's very good indeed.
Wise words from Sir Jackie. The pole position in GTE Abu Dhabi, Proton Racing's Porsche, ahead of KCMG and GT this year. And in the pro classes, perhaps an unexpected third position for the brand new Ford GT number 66. Pole position for the brand new Ferrari, the 488 GT. And Sam Bird now has a pole position in 3 out of 4 WEC classes.
Special weekend, another home race. Would love to make it another home victory. Would be my 4th home victory in a row, so really fingers crossed.
LMP2 looks exceptionally strong in 2016, and it's a pole at Silverstone for last year's champion team G-Drive, ahead of the form team from the US, Extreme Speed Motorsports. The brand new Toyota TSO 50 hybrids line up in 6th and 5th position. Alex Wirtz retired from full-time racing at the end of last season, but is retained by Toyota as an ambassador and as a very handy substitute driver. Kamui Kobayashi is back in the squad.
So far the winner is the fan because it's a bit mixed up to last year. Definitely we from Toyota are way closer than last year, which is needed and wanted. We are not 100% where we want to be. We still have improvements to come, and especially Le Mans, I think our car will be very suitable for the low downforce.
Perhaps the biggest shock before the green lights even shine is the fact that Porsche aren't on pole position. The defending world champions and their teammates not even on the front row.
If you look at the last 4 races, or last 5 races, I mean, they were always hardly fought right till the end, so I'm not expecting anything different this season.
And a sight we haven't seen since 2013. Audi Sport Team Jost on pole position in the WEC, and they've locked out the front row with their brand new Audi R18 e-tron Quattros.
It's always good camaraderie here in the WEC, so nothing special, you know. We look at each other's cars and ask if it's the same for you, same for us. So yeah, it's cool. Looking forward to the race, you know. It's always great sport in between all the 3 manufacturers.
It's spring in the UK and the FIA World Endurance Championship is about to get underway.
Okay, those are your standard changes for the race, yeah?
5-minute board on the grid. We are under 5 minutes. Start the first of 2 formation laps for the 6 hours of Silverstone.
We have a set of new, cold, wet tyres on.
The atmosphere on the grid and in the grandstands here at Silverstone is electric.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Green flag. Start of 2 formation laps for the 6 hours of Silverstone.
There's more than 40,000 horsepower leaving the grid at Silverstone. At the front of the field, the most technologically advanced motor racing cars in the world. So it's Audi on the front row, leading Porsche and Toyota. G-Drive have captured the pole position in LMP2 and Rusinov will start. The new 488 Ferrari is on pole position in GTE, Davide Rigon behind the wheel. And once again in World Championship Racing, we can say Ferrari versus Ford as the GTs are back on the grid. Lights out, and we're racing in 2016's FIA World Endurance Championship. The two Audis from the front row get a great start. Mark Webber in the defending world champion car, the number 1, that's the Porsche, going through in third. The P2 field, everybody was leading for a moment there as they came through the first couple of corners. Into the loop for the first time, and Audi have done what they needed to do. They've just established themselves ahead of their big German rivals. Onto the Wellington Straight for the first time, the two Toyotas, 5th and 6th as they were on the grid. The bright yellow nose in 7th is that of the CLM. Remember, the two Rebellions have started from the back of the grid. They had a terrible practice and qualifying session. Here comes Durrani in the green car on Petrov in the BR1. The SMP car loses that position. Pipo Durrani, last of the late break, as he's had a great start to his American season. Can he do it here in the World Championship? The Manor cars going through there, the red and white machines, they're making up positions as well. This is brilliant battling. The RGR car is the red one on the, well, I was going to say on the inside, now ahead. Oh dear, Petrov being pushed back. That's one of the Manors going through. They've been racing in Formula 1 and now decided to come into the World Endurance Championship. Durrani getting away in P2 as the rest of the field flood through. Maggots and Beckett's fantastic sight in the sunshine. Look further back, there's the two blue Alpines just coming onto the Hangar Straight, and then the GT battle. There's a Ferrari ahead of it. But look at this battle in LMP. Will Stevens in the 44 Manor, Nick Manassian and Johnny Kane from the local Straka team. Johnny Kane against Nick Manassian, underbraking. Yeah, that's done. The Straka team could almost roll the cars from their workshop at Toaster. Get used to the new red, white and black livery for Toyota. It's going to cause a few problems for spectators and commentators. Buemi versus Conway here. They've swapped places, but they don't have the pace of the two German manufacturers ahead of them. This is a big early lead for the number 7 Audi. There's literally no one behind them. Andre Lotterer picking his line through Beckett's. His teammate is next back. And then Mark Webber in third is beginning to close that gap on Ollie Jarvis. 67 Ford. Just putting a little bit of pressure on the Porsche ahead of it. Andy Priaulx got the honour of starting that Ford GT. Now this was a moment ago coming out the final corner. That second placed Audi and third place Mark Webber becomes second place Mark Webber. Used the traffic brilliantly there. So looking forward from Mark Webber, where is the leading Audi? Well, a little bit up the road, and he's still got to worry about that number 8 behind him. Remember, Audi have changed technology this year. No more flywheel, they're on batteries. Porsche refining their 2015 technology concept. Oh, and here's Romain Dumas joining into play. LMP2 looks very strong in 2016. Johnny Kane behind one of the Manor cars. This was a moment or two ago. The 37 SMP car just getting a little love tap from the WEC new boys. The 44 is Will Stevens, then it's Johnny Kane for Straka, then Petrov, then the two Alpines looking really lovely. Johnny Kane going very well for Straka. Great to see them back in the World Championship. Here's the battle for second in LMP2 at Brooklands. The orange car with Roman Rusinov, the red and black car, Bruno Senna. Philippe Albuquerque, his teammate, looking on. Senna, one of 10 former Formula 1 stars on the starting grid today, and uses his experience. Rusinov can't hold him back as he goes into the Beckett's complex. Traffic to deal with. Senna does that very nicely. Oh, but slightly overusing the rear tyres there. Now look carefully and you'll see our leader picking his way through traffic, and Mark Webber is beginning to reel him in. He's just gone past the second place battle in LMP2. And there is Mark Webber, the red number 1 on the nose of the Porsche. He's got a couple, 3 cars, 2 cars between him and the leader. That's what it looks like from the cockpit of last year's world champion. Coming down the Vale now, goes past one of the Ford GTs. And he's right with the Audi that's leading. This is where he got second position. The CLM on the right-hand side of our picture. He's done it again. That's not a replay. That's a pass for position. And Porsche lead at Silverstone. Mark Webber with a stunning manoeuvre. And here's the battle for third position. Romain Dumas is on the grass. Ollie Jarvis squeezing him down in the black and red Audi. That was a close call. The Frenchman unable to make that one stick for the moment. But my goodness me, he's giving it everything in that Porsche. This is how it looked to Romain Dumas. He didn't even lift when he was on the wet grass. Amazing stuff. Battle for 7th position overall and the best of the non-factory cars. Alexander Imperatori has driven up from the back of the grid in that bright red Rebellion car. They had a terrible qualifying session and now he's challenging James Rossiter. Here's the number 8 Audi from 3rd position into the pit lane. Second place Audi now, and this is all very, very standard. But they are going for a brand new set of Michelin tyres on the number 7. Both Audis then have left their starting drivers on board. Toyota bring both of their cars in together. And Porsche are changing their drivers too. Neil Yanni in the 2 car. And Brendan Hartley then should be standing by to get into the number 1 as Mark Webber brings it in. Watch for the tall New Zealander coming. There he is, carrying his seat, Brendan Hartley. Webber out after a stunning first stint and led the race, of course. Oh, that's Chris Cumming. He's off at the bottom of the Vale into Club. Ferrari in close attendance there. Now, the 83 did a pretty good job of missing him here as he comes through. The Canadian just not able to save that car. Here's the GT pit stop starting. And the first competitive one for the Ford Chip Ganassi team UK. Andy Priault brings the car in and he's staying in the car. A little bit of light refreshment for the Channel Islander. Just under the hour completed of the 6. Here comes the leader in GTE Pro. Out gets Davide Rigon and in gets Sam Bird. Just the 2 of them driving. They'll do single driving stints through the race, I expect. Aston Martin versus Ford at Silverstone. Sounds great, doesn't it? And it's for 4th position in GTE Pro. This is the old pit straight, the national pit straight into Copse. It's a quick right-hander and the Aston Martin goes through. And that's a new 4th position. The 66 Ford, numbered in homage to their 1966 Le Mans win, but falling back through the field as the Proton Porsche goes through. Sam Bird getting up to speed. What a career this young Englishman has had. Pole positions in 3 out of 4 WEC classes and leads GTE Pro. Toyota are breaking in a new car. Let's hear how it's going. Alexander Wirtz is in the pits with Louise Beckett.
First of all, we are closer, like last year, much closer. On the free traffic, we seem to be almost there, like identical lap times as the leaders. But in traffic, we lose a bit. We know why. I know the car is very optimized for Le Mans. We are a bit low on downforce, very low drag. But and this is the track where you need the most downforce. So in theory, it should be our worst track for the season. So I think we are there. Yeah, just a little bit here and there, and then we are back in the game.
4th place in LMP2. Chris Cumming in the green car to our right. Loses out to Nelson Panciatici in the Alpine blue car. Baxi DC Racing, a new team, but the car is very familiar to us. Nelson Piquet Jr. now challenging for second place in the P1 subclass and goes up the inside. Oh, did he touch the CLM? I'm not sure he did, but it was very close indeed. Got to keep his wits about him now as through come the Audis. Well, Piquet Jr. has made up that gap and will have a second bite at the cherry, and this time it's much cleaner as he outbreaks the CLM and goes up into second place in the privateer class.
Feedback on tyres, 2 double fins. They're stabilised, but the rear is still a bit on the slippery side. I don't think it's going to work. No, it's not going to work.
Toyota trying to get 2 tanks of fuel from their tyres, but it's not working for them. This is a full service pit stop for the number 8. 3 red lights means third in class. Jarvis is out, and on rotation it should be Lucas de Grassi. Yes, that's his helmet. Same for the sister cars we saw earlier for the 8. So that's a new driver and 4 new Michelin tyres.
Lucas, you can press curves clear whenever you need. Yes, I did the work. No boost. Okay, copy.
Great view from the number 7 Audi. Very quick corners here. Let's hear from Andre Lotterer in the pits with Louise.
It will be tough, you know. This is the maximum we can do at the moment. It started well, but then you could see that the pure pace of the Porsche came back. It had nothing to do with tire drop or anything. It's just I think they're a bit faster. And nothing I could do, you know. I think he used his boost and passed me really quickly. So unfortunately, that was the lead gone.
Ben, everything okay?
Just off the rear.
Okay, copy, Ben. Let me know if you have flat spotting.
Let's have a look from on board with Trellier. He turns in, it all looks okay, and then all of a sudden it just snaps away from him. Well, Trellier with the Audi pointing in the right direction. He's trying to chase down the Porsches going through traffic. Got to stay off the curbs here. They are very aggressive indeed in the middle of the Beckett's complex. Oh, problem for the Porsche, the Pro car, Michael Christensen. Oh my goodness. He's been right at the sharp end of the field since the red lights have gone out, and that looks like it's an upright. Watch the car here, he swerves, and the right-hand front suspension has given way. Well, Michael Christensen's done a great job to get the car back to the pits, but it's going to need some work.
Well, I was just driving out there, and suddenly I got an issue on the front right. Whatever it is, I'm not sure, but obviously this set us quite a lot back.
Well, that's Francois Perraudot, and that's not the line around there. It's the early part of the lap. What happened? Oh dear, no, that's too far back from the Alpine, the 35. Andy Priaulx into the pit lane. Marino Franchitti jogs out for his first stint in the Ford GT.
Yeah, really good. I mean, myself and Stefan, we ran really strong pace. We were locked together the whole time. It went really well. The car was faultless, beautifully balanced. We've got some work to do, you know, a bit more lap time to find, but to be honest, that was the nicest stint I've ever had. So really great start for me. The first few laps were quite chaotic, had a little tap up the bum in the first or second corner, but did no damage, so the car was really nice the whole stint.
Oh, the leader's off! The leader's off. There's another car in there as well. That's the Gulf Racing Porsche, the 86, with Mike Wainwright driving it. Brendan Hartley, can he get it going? No, the door's open. And what's happened here? Well, he's trying to go around the outside at the second corner, and he's gone over. He's been on his head. No, not quite. The big wing and the aero doing its job there and keeping the world champion Porsche on the ground, but that's a big accident. Look at the closing speed. My goodness me. That's a very big accident indeed. Well, that's the best picture we could see. Mike Wainwright on the left and Brendan on the right, walking away unaided.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It was looking at the replay, it was very tight. Brendan saw a gap around the outside of turn 2. Went for it. Mike completely didn't see him coming, obviously, and there was contact. The gap, I think, obviously reduced, and then they hit. So a really tricky one to look at, I think, and I don't think it's obviously anyone's fault, but certainly it will be looked at. And but as I say, the main thing is they're both okay.
Lucas, DMS on, off, DMS on, off. I have no telemetry or onboard. No, I tried the power cycle, but I'm doing 6th gear.
Well, that's more drama. The Audi coming to a halt under the full course yellow for that incident. This is the hybrid recovery technician coming to help out from Audi. Oh, and the extinguisher's gone off. Luca Di Grassi back to the pits. A hybrid issue and a gearbox issue for Audi, and the 8 car is out. Well, this is good tactics. Take advantage of the full course yellow. No safety car, but everyone running around the circuit at 80 kilometres an hour. So that makes a pit stop really useful in these conditions. Porsche in as well. So this is the battle for the lead of the race in the pits.
Okay, Ben, you can drive against the brakes a bit more. You can drive against the brakes a bit more. It'll help quite a lot of things out, especially tyres.
Yeah, Mark, we see we've been a bit, we've lost on this full course yellow to Audi 7 behind. He's catching up slowly, so just be careful on the restart. He'll be right behind you.
Green flag announced by Eduardo Freitas, and immediately the Audi of Ben Trellier has a look at the back of Mark Lead. Looks like the hybrid power not up to full charge on the Porsche. They're in traffic here. And Trellier trying to go around the outside. 1, 2, 3 abreast, 4 abreast for a moment there. Down towards Cobb's corner, and the Audi almost all 4 wheels off the track there. The Rebellion's in the way, and Lieb is slowed down for a moment. Yellow flag there, and a yellow flag waving, but the Audi's gone through, and that's a change of lead. The Audi leads. The G-drive on the left-hand side of the circuit there was the reason for the yellow flag. Well, this was absolutely perfect timing from Ben Trellier. Not just the skill of overtaking, but he had to get it done before the yellow flag for the G-drive car that was parked at the side of the track, and he timed it to perfection. Mark Lieb just getting slightly hung up on the curb. The yellow flags were out, but the move is completed before it there on the left-hand side. Great stuff from Trellier. Well, whisper this if you're a Toyota supporter. Could this be their day with their manufacturer rivals having problems? They've still got 2 cars in the race, and there's not a lot of gap between them. LMP2 has been stunning today. That's first, second and third, all on the hanger straight together. As Danny Watts leads for Straka Racing. G-Drive in second, René Rast, and Bruno Senna is closing in on this battle. He's in third. Down towards the Vale. And here's 4th and 5th in LMP2 with Ho Ping Tung and Nico Lapierre in the very similarly coloured Alpines. Looks like Nico is having a look up the inside at Luffield. I think Ho Ping let him go there. You can see the wave of the hand, but he didn't fight it, did he? New 4th position. Halfway through the 6 hours, and no one in the packed Silverstone press room is writing any headlines, with Audi a scant 8-second lead over Porsche. Toyota just hanging in there. G-Drive, the 26 car, leading LMP2, but all its competitor teams are right behind it. Perhaps having the easiest ride at the moment, the 71 Ferrari. It's a brand new car, but it's led every lap so far in GTE Pro. And even better news for AF Corsa is in the GTE AM category, it's their car leading as well, the 83 Ferrari. That, of course, is the 458. A brilliant, brilliant weekend for the spectators here at Silverstone. They love their racing and they've been royally entertained. It's a new record. 52,000 of them have come through the gates this weekend for this festival of endurance racing. The FIA World Endurance Championship building interest and attracting spectators, the next generation of endurance racing fans. This was a moment or two ago, and this is why Kaz Nakajima's dropping back. He's had a puncture. Hearing on team radio, it might have been contact with a GT Porsche, and Kaz is driving way too quick, trying to get it back to the pits. He's destroyed the right rear bodywork of the TSO 50. Look at the debris on the circuit. Our race director, Eduardo Freitas, no choice but to deploy the safety car to give the marshals a chance to clear up that wreckage on the straight. Over 400 of them here this weekend, giving of their time. Thanks to them.
I think I was about to overtake Porsche GT, I don't know which car, and I was outside of the stall. Then when I was exiting the corner, I suddenly lost a car on the rear. So I doubt we had a contact each other. He touched me on my right rear and I spun. Then as soon as I caught the car back, it was already after turn 16. I realized I had a puncture, but it was too late to come into the pit. Then, yeah, basically we blown up the tire, which caused quite a big damage on the car.
Here's the battle for the lead. Treluet versus Dumas, the battle of the Frenchmen, down into Brooklands, and the Porsche in the hands of Romain Dumas is not close enough. And they had a power advantage last year in the straight line speed, but Audi seemed to have pulled some of that back. And watch this Audi go down the national straight. Look at them pulling out there. Now here's the Ferrari that started right at the back and had a 3-minute stop go. They changed an engine overnight on the 51 car and battling back to 4th position. What a run for James Collado and AF Corsa.
51 Ferrari right on the tail of Marino Frank GT.
Leader in GTE Pro, Sam Bird back behind the wheel of the 71 car. Great to see Sam back in a top level drive, and he's taking every opportunity to make sure he repays that confidence. Oh, that's the Porsche gone around. Second place, the number 2 car. Romain Dumas is on the dirt at Club Corner and rejoins. Well, he was in traffic there chasing down the leader. They're getting ready to scramble in the pits. What happened here? He's in amongst both of the Fords. That's Marino Franchitti going round as well. Was there contact there? Oh, yes, there was. But Dumas was squeezing down on the Scotsman. Nothing Marino could do there. Well, the gap's gone out a little bit to Dumas, but he's driving very well indeed. Being told by his engineer to stay within track limits. Oh, and this is why he's had to go wide there. Can't afford to do that too many times. Pit stop for Audi, and they are leading this motor race. Driver change 2. The team going to work. There goes the Porsche. So Porsche back in the lead for the time being, but they also pit stop, remember. Is this okay? Toyota much closer to their German rivals than they might have expected, and the potential of a podium position here at Silverstone for the Cologne-based team. Mike Conway getting back aboard. Down at Porsche, driver change imminent. In comes the number 2. Romain Dumas getting out. takes his seat and allows Neil Jani, the Swiss driver, to get in. Neil looked very focused there, didn't he? Wonder if we'll see some fireworks. Look to the right-hand side. The Audi should be in sight. There it is, the bright white laser headlights. Means that on the pit stops, the Audi is back in the lead. Such is the ebb and flow of endurance racing. Philippe Albuquerque has been installed in the RGR Sport by Moran, the Mexican entered car, run by the promoter of the brand new Mexican event. So if he's in the car, that means Luis can talk to Bruno Senna.
I'm really enjoying it. It's so competitive. We've been fighting with so many different people on the track. You know, the fight for P1, P2 and P3 has been very strong today. I think we got a bit lucky with with the full course yellow and the safety car. I think they helped us, but you know, everything helps, and the race is the same for everybody. So we're pushing hard. Still a lot of race to go, so hope that Felipe keeps everything going, pushing hard, and we can finish where we are.
Well, here comes a new nose for G-Drive. They've been right at the front of the LMP2 field. Remember, there was contact, Burton, on Paul Dell'Alana in the Aston Martin in the loop, and that's why the noses had to be changed, and it is literally brand new. Look at that, they haven't even had time to paint it. It's been bare carbon fibre. They're back out, but they've lost a position in that tight LMP2 battle. That could be crucial.
Okay, Marcel, gap is 15 seconds. How's this tyre now?
Greasing quite a lot of understeer somehow, especially in fast corners.
Well, Marcel Fessler being quizzed by Lena Geard. This is her last Silverstone race for Audi. After Le Mans, she moves into a managerial role with Bentley after 10 years with the Audi team. Now here come Audi. Over an hour and 7 minutes to go, which means they will need one more stop after this for a little splash of diesel fuel. Porsche should be able to go with just one more stop. Advantage Porsche then at the moment as they go through and take the lead. Marcel Fessler set on stun, I'm sure. Toyota in just on the hour mark. They're going to need a splash of petrol as well to go to the end. But this has been a good day for Toyota and the debut of the TS050. Well, I'm surprised at this. 57 minutes. I thought this Porsche could go a little bit longer. Now, will they take all four tyres? They're having a look. And we're hearing from the pit lane it's 2 tyres only for the Porsche. They're looking for track position. They're going to need a splash of petrol, but their last stop should be shorter than Audi's. This race is far from over. The strategy is still playing out. Left-hand side tyres confirmed. They're the ones that do the hard work here at Silverstone.
For sure, the last pit stop will be the difference between Audi and us. Depends how many fuel they will put. Depends how many fuel we will put. We'll be very close again. But yeah, they are very strong, and we are also strong. It's a good race, and we will see.
Can't wait to see how this is going to play out in the last 55 minutes or so. The Porsche's been off the circuit. Look at the mud on the side of it. Now, we didn't expect to see Neil Jani in at this stage. There's a problem here, and they're going for the right sides, and it's a puncture. Oh, this is the advantage that Porsche needed being erased here, and Audi now become the favourites once again, and they know it. Look at the difference between the two pit crews. Toyota are doing a fantastic job here. Third position, well within their reach now. Kamui Kobayashi back in the World Endurance Championship. I don't believe it. It's another right front upright that's gone. for the Proton Racing team. This time Klaus Bachler is having to limp back to the pit lane. He's done that. Well. Marcel Fessler with one red light by the number 7 on the flanks of his Audi. Through the loop, let's head to the pit lane. Wolfgang Ulrich is with Luis.
I think it was really thrilling until now, and it keeps on to the very end. We have seen with our car number 8 how quick it can happen. It's tight. I hope that Marcel can go the pace to the end and that nothing unpredictable is going to happen.
This has been a sensational debut for the new turbocharged Ferrari 488 GTE. They have not been headed since the start of the race. Davide Rigon and Sam Bird. Well, is this the start of one of those classic endurance driving partnerships that we've seen develop down through the years? In GTE AM, it's AF Corsa. Emmanuel Collard will take the victory. Well, Audi can be absolutely delighted with this run as Marcel Fessler starts the last lap. 2016 is going to start exactly the way 2015 did, with the number 7 Audi winning at Silverstone.
P1. Well done everyone from Audi Sport, and thank you to both car crews for the work during the pit stop.
Thanks for the fantastic work, unbelievable. Really nice.
Yeah, we did pole position yesterday, and this win today, I think it's a great achievement from Audi Sport, and I think a big reward on our mechanics and engineers at home who did a lot of effort into that car. And yeah, it's competitive, it looks like, and we're really happy.
In LMP2, a maiden victory for the RGR team. It was hard fought, but Gonzalez, Albuquerque and Senna come through on the top step of the podium. What a way to promote the Mexico race.
Bruno and then Ricardo did a fantastic job. I mean, for me, then I was just controlling the race, saving my tires because it was kind of tricky. But in the other hand, it was tricky because we didn't have radio. So I was just getting the information, but I could not report anything.
Well, if this is a portent of the LMP2 season, it's going to be phenomenal. G-Drive defending champions in 3rd, the form team from the States in 2nd, and RGR on the top step. AF Corsa, Davide Rigon and Sam Bird have dominated GTE Pro since first practice. Never headed in the whole 6 hours at Silverstone.
I'm happy because we don't mistake anything. It was not easy to keep the concentration all the time and push all the time. The car is looking good. New car, no problem at all till now. So very happy. Thanks to all the crew.
Ferrari and Aston Martin on the podium for GTE Pro, but watch out for the old hands at Porsche and the new boys at Ford, 2nd in the championship as we leave Silverstone. AF Corsa take GTE AM, Francois Perraudot, Manu Collard and Rui Aguas.
We didn't know exactly where we were because the free practice and were not dry, so we didn't know which setup we had on the car, if it was good or not, and at the end was really good, so I'm really pleased with the result. Good start for the season.
Jacques Leconte's Labre competition Corvette in 3rd, Aston Martin in 2nd, and a win for Ferrari. Joy for Audi and the 7 crew, who crossed the line first at the end of the Silverstone 6 hours. But the celebration for Audi Sport Team Jost was short-lived, as post-race technical inspection showed the Audi was outside of the rules. Audi Sport have appealed the decision. All results provisional now, but it's clear that on the track we have great racing and another classic season of endurance racing ahead. The next instalment at Spa-Francorchamps.
Ultimate rehearsal before the main act. Winding roads through the trees.
World Endurance Championship. International event.
An asphalt wall as a unique challenge.
Okay, quick 30 seconds, car on. 30 seconds, car on, bro.
Stronger.
Out, and we're racing immediately to 7 Audi and the Toyota spread out into
Forests. Team spirit.
Because endurance matters. The WEC 6 Hours of Spa-Francorchamps on 6th and 7th May. The Spirit of Le Mans is coming to Belgium.